UT Martin head coach Jason Simpson, the Skyhawks fell to nationally ranked top 10 foe Jacksonville State last week. This week they will be at Austin Peay for an in-state matchup with the Governors. So, Coach, thoughts on your team's game last week, and then we'll go into some questions.
Okay, great. Yeah, first of all, congratulations to Coach Gross and Jacksonville State, and nice job. We're up 10-0, and they fought back and grabbed momentum and scored 27 unanswered. And the first quarter, we did some nice things and we're able to to jump out to that 10-point lead, and just didn't recover and make enough plays. And a lot of that was our own doing, and a lot of it, give them credit for a lot of the good things that they were doing. So good football game. We fought hard and came up short, and had to bounce back and play a good Austin Peay team this week.
Was there something in that game that, you said the turning point that your team didn't do after the first quarter, maybe either offensively or defense?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's always things like that. You're up 10, and then you do a nice job. They bring a pressure, and our center gets, olayed at the line of scrimmage, and unfortunately has his head down and gets on our quarterback, and we can't throw the ball away, and we get a fumble. We fumble it, and they recover with a short field and score. So now it's 10. Now it's 10-7. Then they adjusted some things on defense. Did a nice job. I went 3 or 4 3-and-outs. And it's still, I guess they take the lead. I don't know, what was it, 14-10 or something like that, to get in there at half. But then we give up a big. We're in position to make the play. We don't make it, and so now they score right before half. Now it's a 10-point lead at half, and 20 penalties in the game. I believe they had 12. We had 8, but we had 3. Dead ball fouls. It's just, you got to get out of your own way. You got to play with play with passion, but not emotional. And there was times I thought we played emotional, and we've got to know, it's about the game. It's not about our ego or our self-satisfaction. And we've got to make those points. And I've got to do a better job of getting our team to understand it's about winning the game, getting yourself in position to be successful, and you got to take your own personal pride out of it.
Do you think at this point, just looking at numbers on the page, do you all want to be running the ball more? Do you like the mix of where your offense is? Where does that sort of stand?
Well, no, it's statistically, it's one of the worst offenses we've had after 3 games. I think, part of it is not play. There's no preseason games. Kind of get your feet on the ground and find out who you are. You played in a rain game. You played, against some outstanding defense who loaded the box and played all man coverage for, 80% of the game and forced you to throw. But there was opportunities to run the ball. We didn't take advantage of it. But no, we're not balanced like we want to be. We're not even close offensively to where we want to be. Now, are we making some plays? Sure, we're making a lot of good individual plays, but it's not consistent enough to be able to control the game. And we're not where we have a saying, like most teams do, we want to be able to run it when we want to run it, and we're certainly not able to do that at this point.
Devin Sims is somebody who started the last 5 games of the 2019 season. So this past week he had team high 12 tackles. He had a sack. Can you talk about his emergence over the last really 8 games going back to the end of last year?
Yeah, I mean, Devin's a guy that's a real program guy. Came here and spent his time on the scout team, and grew as a player, and really competes hard. He's growing as a person. He's growing as a teammate, and we know on Saturdays or Sundays now for the spring that he's going to bring physicality and great effort and compete for us on defense.
Austin Peay played a double overtime game, obviously, this past week, and one play here, one play there. It's the difference between winning and losing. Their quarterback threw for 6 touchdowns. So, what did you see in some of that film on what he did especially good, including the?
Well, anytime you go on the road and you get a win, and then you get it the way that they did in double overtime, it was a good game. Simo fought back and stuff, but like any young quarterbacks, they start getting confidence. You start getting confidence in them as a play caller. I mean, obviously he's a good player, and continue to get better. In this league, they're I know it's a new coach staff, but you're talking about a team that went 3 deep, in the national playoffs last year. So there's good players, and they a lot of guys returning on that team that know how to win, and so they got good schemes on both sides of the ball, and the kids are playing hard. So it'd be a great challenge for us.
Are they drastically different with the new coaching staff, or do they have some of the same wrinkles?
And no, well, I mean, no, they were a 4-man front last year, and now they're a lot more 3 down, and so schematic on defense is different. So no, there's X's and O wise, they're different from last year, but they play hard. You can see a belief system growing in them, and they certainly should be 3-0 right now. Statistically, as well as they played on defense the first game. So just like all of us with turnovers and things that can change the swing of the games.
I know the focus is on your team, but 3 games in, do you have any thoughts just generally about where this spring season is going? There's 2 teams that are 3-0, 2-1 team. You're there with 4 teams that are 1-2, so everybody's really bunched up.
Yeah, I mean, all the games are, Jacksonville and of course Murray right now being there at the 3-0. But that's I don't know. Answer your question. I haven't really thought about it that much. I just know every week I turn the tape on is our team has to play at a high level to have a chance to win. And so no different this week when I turned the tape on and got ready to turn the page for another quality opponent.
Well, you always play a conference season. It's just in a normal year, you would have played a couple of non-conference, and maybe you'd sprinkle a non-conference in the middle of that open date. How is this different though, with it so compacted and just playing your conference foes? Has that led to any difficulties, or is it?
Yeah, I think the normal difficulties are probably no different than what the SEC schools went through, in the fall, where your guys that are second and third team, when they do get in the game now, it's in crucial situations because you're playing good teams, and all the games are tight, it will help you in the fall, is basically a lot of true freshmen, and we're young in some spots, to where these guys aren't getting whether it's an F Power 5 game and maybe didn't go your way, and those guys are getting a lot of reps in the fourth quarter to grow, or a non-conference game that you get a lead in and the guys get to play. So a lot of your 2s and 3s are either not getting to play right now, or when they do get to play are in crucial down and distances, and so all of us are having to kind of play through that.
Well, Coach, we appreciate your time this morning. Best of luck on Sunday, and we'll talk to you next week.
Hey, thanks, Kyle. Appreciate it.